Hi, I'm Sachi Huerta. I'm a CERC Fellow serving with CORE.
Hi, I'm Nick Taxera, and I'm a California Emergency Response Corps AmeriCorps Fellow.
Hi, my name is Shannon Sneed, and I am a California Emergency Response Corps member.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I just completed my term as a member of the California Emergency Response Corps.
After serving in uniform in the Army for 7 years, I've wanted to continue my service, but in the communities that I live in back here at home. And after moving to Los Angeles, I've wanted a way to figure out our neighborhoods and our communities and try to help in whatever way I could.
I grew up in West LA, and I experienced several wildfires growing up. Each one was more severe than the last, and it made me realize that you never think that one of these events is going to happen to you until it does. And after my most traumatic wildfire experience, where I had to flee in the middle of the night, I became really dedicated to putting myself towards helping other people prepare so they don't have to experience the same sort of disaster that I did.
I've been with community services all my life. I've done community services with the city, and after COVID, I realized there was a need for working with the community in the vulnerable populations, and so I wanted to do a career shift into emergency preparedness. I saw the advertisement, and it was amazing to know that I could help the community while getting a stipend.
What motivated me to join the fellowship was the engagement and the ability to connect with my community and serve in any form that I was able to.
Prior to the LA wildfires earlier this year, I was helping to table at events and get least dose materials out to people, informing people from vulnerable populations about the hazards that they face, whether it's wildfires, earthquakes, extreme heat, tsunamis, you name it, we're here to talk about it.
Some of the work I was able to engage in while doing my fellowship was serving my community through food distributions, tabling events that were able to get information out through least dose guides, as well as being able to respond to disaster recovery centers during the wildfires.
Over the fellowship, I've done everything from helping maintain a community garden to leading workshops for underserved communities to doing research on local, state, and federal government disaster planning.
Well, before the wildfires, we called it the blue skies. We were out there preparing the community. What do you do in case of a disaster? Being able to share that message of disaster preparedness. And then I also learned about climate resilience by going to the community gardens, learning how we need to be more involved and engaged in our community and with gardens. The other things that we did, tabling events and also speaking to the community.
So during the LA wildfires, I was deployed as a CERC Fellow, and I was assigned to the Ketchum Downtown YMCA to help manage their volunteer and donation center. Over the course of 2 months, I managed their kitchen, organized donations, delivered donations, and facilitated connections to other community-based organizations, or CBOs, in their area, covering Pico Union, downtown LA, and South LA.
My experience serving during the LA wildfires was majority of translating in Spanish. As a Spanish speaker, it was very difficult for a lot of the people there and survivors that only spoke Spanish, and being able to guide them through and translate and see the whole process out was endearing and motivating to be able to help in any sort of way.
And then once the LA fires hit, I was deployed as a member of the California Emergency Response Corps. So for 3 months, I was at the Disaster Recovery Center. I was working with all of the disaster survivors who came in, and I did various things such as helping guide people towards resources based on what they were seeking out. I also did parking lot duty, but every role that you do is crucial in the aftermath of a disaster.
One big component of this learning about emergency preparedness was working as on deployment as a CERC member and being involved with all the agencies and interacting with those in need and being able to help them when they were devastated by the wildfires. So just being a tool, being a resource, being a source to help them is just so fulfilling.
This experience changed my view in how to prepare by experiencing firsthand the aftermath of what somebody who was prepared rather than somebody who had never even thought about a natural disaster and what the possibilities were, and how being alert and taking action because something may happen in the blink of an eye.
This experience changed my view of preparedness by helping me realize that there is no shortage of goodwill or resources or, in general, community capital in our communities. There is just a need to communicate and plan. So we have the means within us to address or respond to any issue. We just need to put in the time and the effort to work together to make sure we're all supported.
So since participating in this fellowship program, I've realized that preparedness is important on a personal level, but preparedness is even more important on a community level. Being prepared for a disaster means nothing if your neighbors aren't.
This experience of preparedness, I realized there's a lot more gaps out there than I was aware of. And so just getting that message out and helping those people and closing those gaps is really important. The more prepared you are, the less, if you're in that time of need or in that crisis, it'll take a little stress off of you, being more prepared. Everybody needs to play a part in closing those gaps so that everybody can prepare, so no one gets left behind, especially those that are the vulnerable populations.
My number one tip for preparedness would be always consider the worst case scenario. It's better to have a plan for the worst thing to happen than to not.
So my number one preparedness tip would be to understand that the worst thing you can be in a disaster is reactive. You want to be proactive rather than reactive. So anything you can do now during blue skies when things are fine would help you exponentially during a crisis. So whether that's putting aside non-perishable food one day, securing some water, or making sure your important documents are staged and easily accessible, they would all pay dividends should the worst come to pass.
The number one thing we really want to do is just be prepared and get it done, do it. But I would say sometimes people are overwhelmed by trying to prepare all at once. So I say just get started.
I'd say my number one preparedness tip would be getting a conversation going within your community, just having somebody to talk about it with and making sure everybody just has the idea in the back of their mind to kind of guide them and make sure that they know what the process may look like.
If you're considering joining this fellowship program, my words of advice are do it! Please do it. It's a great opportunity to learn, and it's a great opportunity to have a significant impact on your community.
For someone considering joining the fellowship, I could not recommend it strongly enough. It's great for everybody, whether you're just entering the workforce, you're mid-career, or you just want to find another way to help your community. It brings together all people from all different walks of life towards a really inspiring and motivating common purpose.
Well, I can't imagine, now that I've gone through this, I wish I would have known about it sooner. This is an amazing platform to reach the community. I love helping people, and I can't believe this platform exists so that I can go out and help the community. And in exchange, the team has been so helpful and supportive. So just working in such a positive environment to have impact on the community, it's just amazing. So I would say don't hesitate, give it a shot, see what it's like, and you're gonna love it.
What I'd like other people to know about considering the fellowship would be knowing that This is an opportunity to network and enjoy what other people have to know and the knowledge and their takeaways from other experiences they have had before, and overall knowing that you will eventually make an impact in your community and you will be able to see it through.